Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the lecture 4 of problem solving and computer programming. So, this lecture will discuss about the introduction of C++ with some basic programming, and I will tell you about each and every words or each and every sentence or each and every instructions we are writing in C++. So before that, let us know that where did C++ come from, right? Before C++, we have C language, right? So C++ is, you can say, is an extension of our C language. C language is more improved and it is called as C++. Basically, the concept of a class is not there in C, and C language is added with the class concept, that is renamed as a C++. And I told you how, where did the C language come from? C language was derived from B language. Where this letter B came, that is nothing but B was derived from the basic combined programming language. Based upon the first letter of BCPL, that is basic combined programming language, the first language is called as B language. So there are some drawbacks are there. The scope of the B language is not that much, right? It is limited. So based upon the improvement of the B language and based on the second letter of BCPL, the second language name is C, based upon the second letter of BCPL, right? That is our C language. Again, in C language, some limitation is there, right? So it's additional things is added with C, especially the class concept, and that is called as our C++, right? So here if you see in the name, that is C++, there is an alphabet, there is a plus plus. So in C, if you are aware, so this plus plus is an operator. It is a specific operator used in the case of C. There is a meaning already defined in C. So we have a alphabet and we have a operator. See, this alphabet is nothing but our C language with an operator plus plus. So why the plus plus is there? Plus, because plus is an operator in C++, results in a cute pun. Cute pun means it is a joke, right? Many people are representing this in different form. Like if you go to C language, somebody may write, suppose there is a variable x, then somebody may write x plus plus, or somebody may write plus plus x. So if you see, the meaning of x plus plus and plus plus x is different, right? We have written plus plus after a particular variable, but in this case, operator is written first, then the variable is written. So that is results a cute pun, indicates that it is just like a different meaning. The same thing has different meaning. This plus plus has different meaning, right? Like if you use after a variable, the meaning is different. If you use before a variable, the meaning is different, right? Now, if you have not understood what is plus plus, let us in C, let us discuss a small example to clarify this idea. For example, let us see the variable x, there is a variable x, okay, and x variable is equal to, let's say, 5. Okay, I'm not going to the syntax, simply I'm writing x is equal to 5. Initially, the value of x is 5. Now, if I write in the next instruction, that is plus plus x. Plus plus x is called as pre-increment. Pre-increment, right? Pre-increment. Okay, so what it will do? It will increase the value of x by 1, right? So that x value, after executing this instruction, x value is 6, right? Similarly, on the other hand, if you write x is equal to 5, you have declared the value of x is equal to 5, then you are writing x plus plus. That is called as your post increment. Post increment, right? Post increment. And if you see after this post increment, what is the value of x? The value of x is again 6. Because we are not assigning the value, this plus plus x, after calculating this plus plus x or x plus plus, we are not assigning the value to another variable. If you are assigning to some other variable, the scenario may change. But as we are not assigning, plus x means it will increment the x value by 1. Whether it is a pre-increment, post-increment, it doesn't matter. But now, if you see another scenario, let us discuss. Let's say x value is equal to 5. So I am writing y is another variable which is equal to plus x. Similarly, I am writing x is equal to 5 and I am writing y is equal to x plus plus. Okay. What I am doing here? I am doing the calculation of plus x. Then I am assigning whatever the outcome is coming to another variable y. Okay. Similarly, you can see here x is equal to 5 here. What happened? The x value I am assigning to y. Then I am doing the post increment. Right. So here, if you see what is the value of x, if anybody asks, x value is 6 in both the case. If you see after execution of this one, the value, whether it is a pre-increment or there is a post-increment, the value is 6. But what is the value of y, if anybody will ask? Here, if you see, it is called as pre-increment. Pre-increment means the value of x is incremented by 6. Incremented by 1, that is 5 to 6. Then it is assigned to y. Okay, pre-increment means 5 value is increased by 1, that is 6, and that is assigned to y. That's why y value is 6 in the first case. But if you go to the second case where x is equal to 5, right? Y is equal to x plus plus, it is a post increment. Post increment means first you will assign x value to y, then you will increment the value of x. So if I'll assign the value of x to y first, then y value is mine 5. Okay, then I will increment the value of x that will no way related to your y. So see, the scenario is changed here. If you assign the value to another variable, post increment and pre-increment is different. But in the previous case, if you see, the value of x is same. So whenever you are defining another variable, the concept may change. Now, if you come to the history of C++, already I mentioned, C was developed by Dennis Ritchie at AT&T Bell Laboratory in 1970, which is the foundation for C++. Generally, C is used to maintain Unix system, but nowadays we are able to do in Windows as well as Linux system. And many applications are there, many real-life applications are there where C program is used. Or many applications we are writing till now. Also, there are so many languages are developed, but still we are writing on the C language. This is the history of C, right? And after that, C has a limited, C has very limited features, right? In like some features are not there, like polymorphism. I told you in the last class, polymorphism, inheritance. These properties are not there. Encapsulation, high data hiding. Such facilities are not there. In order to facilitate this facility, we have taken C with these features or these characteristics. We called it as C++. And it was developed by John Strostrup in the same laboratory, that is AT&T Bell Laboratory, in 1980. Right? Overcome several shortcomings of C. C has lot of shortcomings. That shortcomings is removed using our C++. Right? And C++ provides you an object-oriented programming. Although it is not fully object-oriented programming like our Java, but object-oriented features are, many object-oriented features are satisfied by C++. And C always remains a subset of C++. Okay. So this is the history of our C++. Now let us discuss a very simple program. Although in the lab class you did some programming, but in the theoretical aspect I will tell you each and every meaning of each and every statement so that you will clearly understand. Suppose I want to print in the computer screen that welcome to C++. This is my computer screen. I want to print a message that is welcome to C++, right? And there is an exclamation mark that I want to print in the computer screen, right? So I will tell you, in order to write a program, what you have to define? I told you, you have to define the algorithm. I told you there is a two-step process. First one is your algorithm. Second one is your implementation phase, in which you are translating your algorithm to a program, right? That is the step. So first we have to plan how we are going to write this thing in the computer screen, right? For which what you require? You require a C compiler or C++ compiler, right? In this case, C++ compiler. So you have installed Dev C++, right? In the Dev C++, you have to write the program, okay? Or any compiler you are using, that is fine. Then you have to decide what is your input. Your input should be this message. The output screen it will print. How it will print? It should be within it should be defined as a function, right? If you write something, right? Welcome to C++. I want to print this message. So I cannot write the internal codes. Already some codes are written. I am using that code. Using that, I am displaying the message in the output screen, right? Like you can see here, we are using cout something. Cout helps us to print a message in the output screen, right? Now, the very first important part is in programming, you have to give comment line. Comment line means the line that will never be executed, right? Suppose, why you are writing a particular program? You are writing a program to solve a particular problem, right? A problem is given to you. You in order to solve that problem, you are writing the code, right? So, suppose you have written a program, you are saying to me, how I know what is the purpose of that program, what is the aim of that program, what problem you are solving. For that, what you have to write? You have to write the comment line. And comment line is written, anything followed by double slash is a comment line. Like you can see, here we have written double slash text printing program. So it indicates that this line will be not be executed or not be considered by the compiler. Compiler will know that this is a comment line, so no need to execute or no need to compile this statement. Similarly, you can write, this is a dummy program. Somebody can write, this is my first program. Somebody will write, the purpose of this program is to print welcome to C++ exclamation mark. Such type of message you have to write in each and every C++ program. This is a very good practice for a good programmer. Although many people are writing without comment line, but as a good programmer, to be a good programmer, you have to write comment line in many places, so that later point of time you can also understand. And if you are giving that code to some other person, that other person can also understand why you have written this line. That is the first part, right? Next, generally we are using header files. Okay, header files. What is header files? You can see here there is a header file name which is we are using in each and every C++ program. That is called as has include less than IOStream greater than, right? So you can see this has is called as our preprocessor directive. Include is to include the particular header file into your program, and the whole statement indicates it enables the program to output data to the screen. By using this, you can write something into computer screen, where you can see this I stands for your input, O stands for your output. So both stream, input stream as well as output stream is supported by this header file. And inside the header file, whether it is a C and C++, a lot of functions are there. Like C case, if you remember, if you are aware of, or in the previous also, we discussed that we are using has include stdio.h, right? So has is a preprocessor directive, include to is used to include a particular header file, and header file name is stdio. H. STD stands for standard, I stands for input, O stands for output, H stands for header file. Right? We are writing like this, has include stdio.h. So under this stdio.h header file, you have a lot of functions. And if you are using one of those functions, then you have to write stdio.h. Otherwise, that function calling will not be accepted. Right? Similarly, there are a lot of header files are there. Kunio.h is there. Kunio.h stands for your console input output dot header file. Under that also a lot of functions are there. Right? So this is about the header file. So based upon what kind of functions you are using or what kind of output you are writing in the screen, based upon that you have to decide which header file is more appropriate. Right? Now, after writing, first is command line. Command line is there is no meaning, right? Only you are writing for the message, right? And command line you are writing for only to give a particular message to your user, or to if you are sharing your code with others, he will also understand. And header file. Okay. After that, we are writing the main code inside a function. That function is called as our main function. Okay, that is main function. Main function means execution always starts from the main function. If a program consists of multiple functions, there should be one function, that is main function is compulsory. You may use multiple functions, but main function is compulsory, and from the main function only the execution starts. So if anybody will ask where this program starts, we'll say it starts from this main function. Okay. So in this main function, you can see there is something written as int. This int is called as a return type. Means what kind of value I can expect from this particular function. Whether it is an integer, whether it is a floating point number, or it is a double number, we'll come to it, this thing in later stage, right? What kind of value you can expect? Generally, we are expecting a integer value. That's why we are writing. Integer means your 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are expecting that from a particular function. Right? So function main begins the program execution, and execution always starts from the main function. And main function is compulsory. Without main function, it is not possible to write a program. Okay, because there is if you search in Google how to write a C or C++ program without using main function, so there is something is there in which you can write, but there also you are using this main in a alternate way. For example, I will replace m with someone, with someone, I with someone, n, and that I will define. Then I can use without main function, but still you are invoking the main function. So in general, you can say main function is compulsory, but you can try that how to write a program without main function. What code we have to write in place of main so that the program will work. Right? Now, all the things, whatever you want to write, you have to write to curly bracket. Whatever instruction you want to write inside the main function, you have to write within this curly bracket. And to be a good programmer, you have to see this curly bracket wherever you are starting in the same position you are ending. For example, I am starting a curly bracket here, so I should end the curly bracket here so that the margin can be maintained. For example, another curly bracket I am starting here, I am closing here. Another curly bracket I am starting here, I am closing here. So if you do like this, you can easily trace the program. So to be a good programmer, you have to focus on these things. Right? Next, we have a cout. Cout is nothing but in C programming you are using printf. So printf stands for print function. What is the purpose of print function? You want to print something in the computer screen. So if it is C, then we are using printf, followed by we are writing a parenthesis. Then within double quote, whatever message you want to write, you write. Close the parenthesis and put the semicolon. So this is the syntax we are using in the case of C programming. But come to C++ programming. So this statement can be written like this, whatever written here. That is cout, then double less than, this is a specific operator. I will tell you later. then double quote we are writing welcome to C++, exclamation mark, then slash n to display this message in the output screen. Right? If you write welcome, suppose somebody is writing welcome spelling is welcome, right? He is missing E, then the output you will get the same thing. Output will not be correct your statement, right? Whatever mistake you will do inside the cout statement or printf statement, the same thing will be shown in the output, right? You can see one interesting thing in the cout. You can write welcome to C++ exclamation mark, but after that you are writing slash n. Slash n indicates a new line. For example, your computer cursor in the computer output screen, the cursor is initially in the first row. After printing this welcome to C++, okay, welcome to C++ exclamation mark. Once you have written slash n, it will come to the next line. So if you want to print another message, that will come in the second line. That is the purpose of writing slash n. But here, as there is no second sentence, so even if you will not write, the output will not be different. Output is same one, right? Because we are not writing any other statement after this cout. But it is a good practice that after each and every cout statement or printf statement, you have to put slash n. Similarly, you can put slash n in the beginning also. In the beginning also, if you put, then what will happen? If this is your screen, initially your cursor is here. So once it detects slash n, it will come to the second line. In the second line, it will print welcome to your C++ and execution line. So note that whatever mistake you will do here inside the printf statement, the same thing will be given as an output. You don't expect that computer will correct it, the spelling of welcome or to or C++, right? And I told you, while you are writing the main function, the keyword is you are using here, the return type, that is int. So if nothing is returned by this main function, at least we are returning 0. Okay, in order to successfully ending the program. That's why we are writing return 0. So in all the programs, the last statement we are return 0, right? And 0 is, you know, it is an integer type. Then we are closing the main function and we can execute it. So this is the process we are following in C++ basic structure, right? First one is your comment line. Second one is your header file. And in between also you can put comment line. You can see in each and every, in fourth line there is a comment line, 7th there is a comment line, 8th also there is a comment line, 9th is a comment line. As many as comment line you put, one can easily understand what program you have written. That is a very important aspect, right? So you put comment line, at least the comment line you have to put in the beginning so that one person can understand why you have written this program. What is the purpose of this particular program, right? Now let us to discuss, just we will repeat that thing. In line 1, we have written text printing program, right? So this text printing program will not be executed because it is a comment line. You have written double slash in front of it, then it will not be executed. Similarly, one person can say, sir, I have written cout, okay? This operator, I have written NIT Warangal, right? NIT Warangal. I don't want to print this statement. I have written it, but for the time being, I don't want to print it. Then also you can put double slash, so it will not be executed. Okay, so any code you want to hide, suppose you want to hide some codes you have written that you don't want to execute for a single run to check whether the output is correctly coming or not, something like that. Okay, or you want to remove that code, then you can put comment line. Not necessarily comment line is followed by text. It may be followed by your codes also, right? So insert comments to the document of your program, right? And to help other people to read and understand them. Okay, so that other people can understand, and the code, if you will share with others also, they can understand why you have written this particular statement. So comment do not cause the computer to perform any action when the program is run, they are ignored by C++ compiler. Whenever the compiler is compiling or executing the program or running the program, it is ignoring the comment line. So comment line you can write as many as possible so that your program will be easily understandable, right? Every program should begin with a comment that describes the purpose of the program, why you have written. So that is nothing but the tips for a good programmer. So the first statement after the comment line, that is we have written hash include IOStream, okay, allows your program to output data to the screen. Okay, as I mentioned, the hash are the lines that begins with hash. Sometimes we are adding more than one header files. Okay, now we are going to simple program. When you go for little bit larger program, you will see multiple header files you are putting. Like in C, we are putting math.h. Somewhere we are writing ctype.h. So many header files are there, right? So these lines starting with your hash are processed by the preprocessor before the program is compiled. Before the compilation happen, these are processed, right? And this line notifies the preprocessor to include in the program the content of the input output stream header. That's why I told you I stands for your input stream, O stands for output stream, that will be included to your program. So this header must be included for any program that output the data to the screen or input the data from keyword using C++ stream and output. Suppose you have written another program for which you require input, right? Like addition of 2-number program. I want to add 2 number. You have to give input as, let's say 2, 3. Then computer is going to give 5. So how you are giving this 2, 3? Through your keyboard. So you require input. Sometimes you require output. Like in this case, if you see, our objective is to print a particular message in the output. But in some other program, our objective is to take some input. Based upon the input, we are calculating something and we are producing the output. So in both cases, whether it is input or output, that case we require the IO stream, input output stream header file, right? The next one is your main function. The parenthesis after the main indicate that main is a program building block called a function. Anything you are writing in the later point of time, suppose I will write x, y, z followed by a left parenthesis and right parenthesis, and I am writing a return type as, let's say, int, so it is a function. That's why it is saying parenthesis after the main indicates that main is a program building block called function. Similarly, I have defined a different function, that is xyz. You may write pqr is also a function. So based upon the use, you can go for any number of function in a program, but main function is a must. Like you can write add is a function, somebody may write sum is a function, right? So that you can write. Okay, so the keyword int, what is the keyword int? I told you this int means it is a return type, right? Int to the left of the main indicates that main returns an integer. Integer means your whole number. It go 1, 2, 3. If it is not returning at the last line, you are writing return 0, so it is returning 0, which is also an integer. Then anything you want to write inside the main function is the left braces and the right braces, which we call as the body of the program, right? You are writing the main, okay? You are starting the main function with a curly bracket and ending with another curly bracket. You are writing some code here, right? This is called as your body of your, right? So sometimes what happens? I call another function from this body. Sometimes you can do some kind of calculation. Sometimes you are displaying some message. Such works you can do in the body part of the main function, right? But remember, everything is done inside the main function. So you have to start your execution in the main function. You may go outside the main function, but each and everything will be coordinated by the main function. You may have written some function here, like I mentioned, function. You may have mentioned another here, some function, everything, it will go outside the main block, but it should be monitored by the main function, right? Then we have written a message that is welcome to C++, right? So here we are performing a output operation, right? We are displaying something in the output screen, which is nothing but a string of character. Character means A is a character, B is a character, C is a character, right? But here we are printing a group of character. If you are printing a group of character, we are calling it as a string. Individual it is a character, W is a character, E is a character, L is a character, and so on. But a group of character, what we can call here as string, right? So here we are using double less than operator, right? Here this particular operator we are using in cout, right? The string welcome to plus and semicolon is called as a statement. The complete one, cout, starting with cout, the operator, the string, and colon is called as a statement. And each and every individual thing is called as your token. If you read the C book, first then the token. Token means each and every individual word. Cout is a token, your operator is a token, the entire message is a token, semicolon is a token. But a group of token makes a statement. And in general, all the statements of C++ is ending with the semicolon. Indicate the statement is complete. Just like we are writing a sentence, in the end of the sentence, we are putting a full stop. What the full stop indicate? Full stop indicate the end of the sentence, right? And we are using preprocessor directive like hash include. Okay, do not end with the semicolon. The header files hash include or any statement starting with your hash, that is your preprocessor directive, that is not ending with semicolon. But all the statements, more or less, some specific statements are there, except that all statements is ending with semicolon, right? Now, this double less than operator is called as your insertion operator. Stream insertion operator. The name of this operator is called as stream operator. From now onwards, you will say cout stream insertion operator. Then within double quote, welcome to C++, exclamation mark and /n. So when this program execute, the value to the operators right and the right operand is inserted into the output stream. So after cout, you have stream insertion operator. After stream operators, insertion operator, you have a message, right? To the right of the insertion operator, that message will be given to your output screen to print in the this computer screen. Okay, and I told you this /n is not on the screen. /n indicates you have to go to the next line. Okay, so you can see. Remember, this is called as your backward /n. Don't write forward /n. This is wrong. While you are writing the program, sometimes we are confused by forward slash or backward slash. So we are writing forward /n is wrong. The correct procedure is you have to go for backward /n. So this backslash is called as your escape character. The backslash is called as your escape character, and it indicates special character is to be out. Right? Similarly, there are a lot of operators are there. /n, /t, /a is there, which we'll see in the next slide. So you can see a lot of escape sequences are there. Right? Suppose you want to write NIT Warangal, right? In a message. I'm not going to see out or printf. I'm writing NIT Warangal. You want space in between NIT and Warangal. You can write /t. Okay, NIT Warangal. Right? So what it will come in the output stream? It is writing NIT, then it is detecting a escape character /t, right? /t is nothing but your horizontal tab. Move the screen cursor to the next tab step. You have a tab button in your computer. So whenever you are pressing tab button, it is nothing but a group of space, right? So it will give a some space, then it will write Warangal, right? But instead of this slash t, if I write slash n, then what will come in the output stream? NIT. In the next line, it will come Warangal. Right? Similarly, slash R is called as your carriage return. Position the cursor, screen cursor to the beginning of the current line. So in the output stream, if you want to put your cursor in the beginning of the line, then you can use slash R. Similarly, you can use for slash A for alert. So there is a beep sound will come. That is sound the bell. Double slash is used to print a backslash character because slash is having a specific meaning. So if you want to put backslash, then you can write double slash. It indicates that this backslash is having special meaning. Similarly, if you want to write single quote in the output, then you can write slash single quote because single quote has a specific meaning in C. Generally, single quote is used to represent a single character. Suppose I am writing A, so it is a character. Suppose somebody is writing Z, it is a character. And in the double quote, you also know double quote has a specific meaning. So if you want to print double quote in the output screen, you have to write slash double quote. So these are the many various escape sequences are there. Other access sequence also you can search. So that is used for specific purpose. So while you are practicing the program, this thing will automatically be remembered, right? So no need to remember these things. While in practice, it will come, right? Now we are writing return 0. Why you are writing return 0? It indicates that the program ended successfully, right? So when there is a return statement is used at the end of the main, value 0, it indicates that program has terminated successfully. The program is not terminated previously, right? Okay, if now no value is returned previously, then finally you will return the value as 0 and you will successfully end the program, right? According to the C++ standard, if program execution reaches end of the main without encountering a return statement, it's assumed that the program terminated successfully. Right? It may happen that a program may be terminated prior to that also. Right? So without encountering return statement, we are assuming that the program terminated successfully. So this is exactly as when the last statement in main is a return statement with value 0. If not returned, not successfully completed, then by the help of this return 0, it will return. Right? For that reason, we omit the return statement at the end of the main in subsequent programs. So sometimes this is not required if you are returning something to the main function. Otherwise, you have to write. It is a good practice to write return 0 so that your program will end successfully. So let us see another program. So this is another C++ program. We are writing has include IO, right? Prior to that, you have to write the comment line. But you can see in this program, there is no comment line, but you have to write comment line. This comment line, you have to write what is the purpose of this program. The main purpose of this program is to calculate the total piece, right? You can see these are the pods, right? Inside the pod, you have piece, right? You have to calculate with a given value of the pods and a given value of the piece inside the pods, how many pieces are there that you have to calculate. So you have to write, the purpose is to, let's say, to calculate, suppose I am writing a command line, to calculate number of pieces. Okay, but total number of, you can write total number of pieces. This is the purpose of the program you have written, right? Now, suppose after writing this your program, right? So you have to first define, you have to think that how you can write this program. What is your input? Your input is nothing but the number of pods, right? And the input is also how many pieces are there inside the pods. Okay, in average, some value you have to return. You will say that 7 or 8 or something like that. Inside a pod, 7 pieces are there. So what you have to print in the output, you have to calculate the total number of pieces, right? Suppose you can see in this case, there are 6 number of pods are there. Let's say inside the pod, you have 8 or 9 pieces are there. right? Let's say this is 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And inside in a brace, suppose I assume that 8 are there. The total number is how much? 6 into 8. 6 number of pods are there, 8 number of peas are there inside the pod. So total you are going to get by multiplying 6 into 8, right? You have to multiply so that you can return the value. So that is the input and output to this particular program. Okay. Then we are writing here using namespace std. So this is giving a specific, it is giving instruction that all the names should be taken as a standard way. All the names, whatever we'll use in this program, it should be taken as a standard way. That's why we are writing using namespace std. Then after the your header file part as well as the using namespace std, we are starting with the main function and the return type is your int. Okay, int means you have to write return 0. If nothing is written, finally return 0 will be the output. So now what we need in order to save these values, how many pods you require is there, how many p's are there inside the pod, and what is the total piece, we need 3 variables. 3 variables should keep, one variable keep the pods, another variable keep the piece, another variable is going to calculate what is the total number of pieces. So let us assume that these values are integer, right? You can see these values are integer. So I am defining integer number of pods, comma, piece for pod and total piece. Somebody may write like this also. Suppose you want to write, you can write like this, integer number of pods, okay, semicolon, right? In the second statement, you can write int piece underscore for underscore pod, and you can write like this int total underscore piece, right? Without underscore also you can write, there is no issue, right? So I am writing 3 statements instead of a single statement. So you can write individually, but it is better practice to write using this comma operator, right? So it indicates that the number of pods you can write with an underscore, without underscore is also okay. As there is a multiple words we are using, okay, but there should not be any gap. You cannot write number space of, that is wrong, right? So number of pods is a variable, piece per pod is a variable, total underscore piece is a variable, and all the variables are of integer type. Integer type means they can hold 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 like this. These numbers they can store, right? Then I want to print in something in the output screen. I want to give some information to the user. So in the output screen, a message will come that is press return after entering a number. So whenever return means your enter mark, right? So there is a message will come in your output screen, press return after entering a number, right? Then there is a backslash n. So this backslash n indicates you will come to the next line. In the next line, what you will print? Enter the number of pods. So it will show enter the number of pods. This message will come. Then again there is a backslash n, right? Then the cursor will come here. Then here you are using the cin. Cin used for input something to the program. Cout is to display the message in the output screen, but cin is used to give some input to the program. So you can see here what you have to give input. We are giving input number underscore of underscore pods. Number underscore of underscore pods, which you have defined here. So whatever value you will be given as input, that will be stored in number of pods, right? For example, you are entering, in this case, in our case, you are entering 6. So if you are entering 6 in the output screen, then that will be stored in the number of pods, right? Then once it is successful, once you have pressed 6 and put an enter mark, then again another message will come, that is enter the number of peas in a pod, right? Then you have to write 8. you have to give input 8. So this piece per pod, whatever value we are given as input, writing 8 and enter, that 8 will be stored in the piece underscore per underscore pod. Right? So once you get this value 6 into 8, what is the objective? We have to multiply. We have to multiply and we have to say that the value is 40. So this multiplication is nothing but once you get the number of pods multiplied by piece per pod is equal to your total piece. That is number of pods, whatever you have entered. Let's say you entered 6. 6 multiplied by the piece per pod is 8, semicolon. So the total piece will come 48. That will be stored. This value is calculated as 48. And if you see in the total piece, 48 is stored. So once you are using these variables, make sure that these variables you have declared here. Otherwise, you will get an error. You have defined 3 variables. One is number of pods, piece per pod, total piece. Right? So once you have calculated the total piece, what you want to show? You want to print a couple of cout statements. Like here you can see you are printing if you have. So in the output screen, in continuation with this screen, let me show the output here also after continuing the value of 8. So first it will show if you have, a message will print if you have, then if you have, this is written in the double quote. Double quote means it is a message. That message will be written in the output, right? Then it is printing the number of pods, but number of pods is not written within the double quote. If it is within the double quote, then the output you will get if you have number underscore of underscore pods. But we are not writing that. We are writing if you have number of pods. What is the value of number of pod? Number of pod value is 6. So in the output screen it will show 6. So try to understand what is the difference between these two statements. First statement is printing a particular message, but second statement printing the value of a variable. Both are different. First one is there is a message. Second one is you are giving a value of a variable. So since there is no printf, no slash n statement, we will continue in that statement only. Then it will print p pod, p pods. Then there is a slash n. So we will come to the next line. So in the next line, okay, you are coming to the next line. Next line you want to print end, the message end. So it is coming end. After that, piece underscore per underscore pod. It is not written in double quote. So this is a variable. The variable's value is 8. So in the output you will get 8. Then there is a message piece in each pod. So piece in each pod, right, is displayed in the output screen. Okay, comma, then, okay, it will come in the line. Then you are writing slash n. So it will come to the next line. Then it will write you have, then total piece. Total piece is also not written in double quote. So the value is your 48. Whatever you have calculated here. So you will say you have 48 piece in all the pod. So these are the message is going to print in the output screen. So what we did here, we have given the number of pods as an input, number of piece as input. So by taking the pods piece value, we are calculating the total piece. Okay, the total piece. So you can see the output here, right? The output, whatever we have written here, that is first one is, let me show you again. First one is this message, that is press return after entering a number. So it is coming press return after entering a number. There is a slash n, so we are coming to next line. The next line is enter the number of pods. So you are getting enter the number of pods column. Whatever you are writing the same thing, right? Then you are entering the number of value is 10. Okay, let it be 10. We have calculated 6 and 8, but here they have taken 10 and 10. Then the next message is coming, enter the number of piece in a pod. So message is coming, enter the number of piece in a pod. column. Then you are entering the value as 9, which is stored in piece underscore for underscore pod, right? Then it is calculating total piece is equal to number of pods into number of piece per pod, right? Then it is displaying the message. If you have number of pods, the number of pods in this case is 10. Then P pods, okay? P pods will come. This is not P in a pod. This will come as P pods. Okay, sorry, here. If you have 10 P pods, yes, then you will come to the next line. Next line you will print N. Then piece per pod. Piece per pod is 9. So 9 piece in each pod, comma, then there is a slash n. It will come to the next line. Then it will show you have 90 piece in all the pods, right? So this is the output you are going to get if you run this particular program. So the idea of this program is to be familiar with two things. One is your cout, another is cin. Cout is used to display some message in the output screen. Cin is to take a value from the user, right? User is entering a particular value and that value is given as an input, okay, to the program, right? And you have also learned how to declare a particular variable. So somebody will say that, why sir, I will write these long values. I can write int x, y, z and semicolon. Okay. But how to know what is x, what is y, what is z? That's why they clearly mentioned number underscore of underscore pods. Or you can write like this also, number, if you understand, number then of pods. Without underscore also you can write. Right? That is also okay. So multiple variables you can define within a program using the comma, right? And you can write also separately. But if writing separately will take the space. Okay? But you can combinedly write using commas. It indicates that number of pods is also an integer, piece per pod is an integer, and total piece is also an integer. Three things it is showing. Okay, same thing you can do by writing int number of pods, int piece per pod, int total piece. And each and every statement you have to end with your semicolon. You can see each and every statement, whatever we end with a semicolon. All the statement except this, which is a directive statement, right? Starting with your hash symbol, right? And you have also seen how to take multiple inputs. You have taken one input here, another input here. Then you did this calculation, right? And you have seen what is the purpose of writing a statement within double quote and without double quote. You can see in this case you have used double quote. In this case you have not used the double quote. If you are writing double quote, whatever message you are writing, the same message will be displayed in the output screen. But if you are writing something as a variable, then the variable's value is coming into the output screen. Right? Like here you can see this is a message, so it will come in the output. This is also a message, it will come in the output. But piece underscore per underscore pod is not a message. By mistake, if you write double quote here, in the output you are going to get piece underscore per underscore pod. So be careful. And you have to decide which one is required for the program. Right? You want to show the value or you want to give a particular message. Accordingly, you can use. And also you have seen in this particular program, what is the use of this escape character /n. Okay, the use of the escape character /n, and you have also known that why you are writing return 0, because there is a return type int. Right, that's why writing return 0, so that we can successfully complete the program.